Hello and welcome. You're watching the news at 8 on NDTV. I'm Sarah Jacob. Let's get you the day's top headlines. The centre opposes same-sex marriage in an affidavit to the Supreme Court a day ahead of the matter being taken up. It cites the Indian family unit concept to oppose such unions. Ahead of crucial state elections later this year, the BJP's Vijay Sankalp Yatra rolls on. The Prime Minister, on his sixth visit to Karnataka in 2 months, holds roadshows in the JDS stronghold of Mandya, inaugurates an anti-Dharwad in Karnataka too. The Prime Minister also hits out at the Congress's Rahul Gandhi over his remarks on democracy in India made during his visit to Cambridge. And Tamil Nadu cops booked the former Chief Minister EPS and MLA Senthil Nathan after his security guard allegedly attacked a passenger inside the Madurai airport for raising slogans against EPS. And all eyes on the Indian entries at the Oscars. Preparations underway for the 96th Academy Awards. Stars gather in Los Angeles. Deepika Padukone and Ram Charan set to make a red carpet appearance. And with strong anti-incumbency fueled by a wave of corruption allegations in Karnataka, the BJP is now banking on Prime Minister Modi's popularity in the hopes of winning votes in Mandya, the region which has been the stronghold of its rival, the JDS, the Janata Dal secular, for the elections due later this year. And the Prime Minister laid the foundation stones of projects worth around 16,000 crores in Mandya and Hubballi-Dharwad districts today.
A show of strength by people of Mandya as Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in the Vokkaliga heartland and a bastion of the JDS by former Prime Minister H.D. Deve Gowda. A strong anti-incumbency fueled by a wave of corruption allegations in Karnataka. The BJP is now banking on Prime Minister Modi's popularity to win votes in Mandya, the region which has been the stronghold of its rival Janata Dal secular. This was Prime Minister's sixth visit to the election-bound state in 2 months. In 2018, the BJP did exceptionally well in coastal Karnataka and the Mumbai-Karnataka regions. However, it fell short of a clear majority in parts of Old Mysuru region and the Hyderabad-Karnataka region. To fight off the anti-incumbency, the BJP has reworked their poll strategies by starting off their election campaign from the weakest spot. The BJP flagged off the Vijay Sankalpa Yatra, the first among the 4 planned yatras from the 4 corners of the state, from the Chamrajnagar assembly seat. And now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held his second roadshow in Mandya, which has 7 constituencies ahead of 2023 elections.
NH 275.
In his speech after the inauguration, the Prime Minister took a dig at the Congress, saying the grand old party is busy digging his grave, clearly making the election about himself.
कांग्रेस मोदी की कब्र खोदने का सपना देख रही है। कांग्रेस मोदी की कब्र खोदने में बिजी है और मोदी बेंगलुरु मैसूरू एक्सप्रेसवे बनाने में बिजी है। कांग्रेस मोदी की कब्र खोदने में व्यस्त है और मोदी गरीब का जीवन आसान बनाने में व्यस्त है। मोदी की कब्र खोदने का सपना देख रहे कांग्रेसियों को पता नहीं है कि देश की करोड़ों माताओं, बहनों, बेटियां, देश के लोगों का आशीर्वाद मोदी का सबसे बड़ा सुरक्षा कवच है।
A big infrastructure push in the old Mysuru region was the main agenda of Prime Minister's visit to Mandya. laying the foundation stones of projects worth rupees 16,000 crores in Mandya and Hubballi-Dharwad districts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the Vokkaliga heartland, the bastion of the JDS, which won in fact in 2018 all the 7 seats, but 2019, especially after one particular person of the JDS, Narayan Gowda, defected to the BJP could open one account. On that hopes, we see Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the first time in 41 years, a Prime Minister has made a visit to Mandya district. In fact, big infrastructure push. That is where we are reporting from. The Bengaluru-Mysuru Expressway, multiple road developmental projects in Kushalnagar as a Kushalnagar highway, and also in Dharwad by opening the IIT as well. In Mandya with Govind Srija for NDTV.
And the PM also used the platform of inaugurating these infrastructural projects to make statements in connection with Rahul Gandhi's criticism of the BJP government's policies during his recent visit to England.
वो भगवान बसवेश्वर लंदन की धरती पर उनकी मूर्ति, लेकिन ये दुर्भाग्य है कि लंदन में ही भारत के लोकतंत्र पर सवाल उठाने का काम किया गया। कुछ लोग भारत के लोकतंत्र को लगातार कटघरे में खड़ा कर रहे हैं। ऐसे लोग भगवान बसवेश्वर का अपमान कर रहे हैं। ऐसे लोग कर्नाटका के लोगों का, भारत की महान परंपरा का, भारत के 130 करोड़ जागरूक नागरिकों का अपमान कर रहे हैं।
And in other big news, the centre has yet again in a filing to the Supreme Court opposed same-sex marriage on the grounds that the centre says it is not compatible with the concept of an Indian family unit, which the centre in its petition said consists of a husband, a wife and children, which necessarily presupposes that a biological man is the husband, a biological woman the wife, and the children born out of the union between the two, who are reared by the biological man as the father and the biological woman as mother. It has submitted before the court that despite the decriminalization of Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code, petitioners cannot claim a fundamental right for same-sex marriage to be recognized under the laws of the country. In its affidavit filed before the Supreme Court, which is scheduled to hear the matter on Monday, the centre said living together as partners and having sexual relationships by same-sex individuals, which is decriminalized now, is not comparable with the Indian family unit concept, urging the court to reject challenges to the current legal framework lodged by LGBTQ couples.
For the first time, Centre has made its stand clear on the issue of recognition of same-sex marriage. This is the first time Centre is making its stand clear. They are putting it in written before any court of law, and this time Centre has filed an affidavit in Supreme Court challenging or opposing the pleas that have been filed in the appellate court seeking recognition of same-sex marriage. So Centre has invoked 3 grounds to oppose the petition. One, they are saying that the notion of marriage itself necessarily and inevitably presupposes a union between 2 persons of opposite sex, and that's why Centre is making it very clear. Marriage means a union of opposite sex, and that's why Centre has asked Supreme Court that this idea should not be disturbed or ought not to be disturbed or diluted by judicial interpretation. So they are asking the Supreme Court not to intervene or not to enter this domain. What they are saying is that a very idea of a marriage has to be between 2 opposite sex, and that's why Centre is saying that this is something that has been the notion that has been set on record, and the court should not intervene on the judicial side. That seems to be the first ground. And second ground, where the Centre opposing the petition more strongly or more vehemently on the ground that living together as partners and having sexual relationship by same-sex individuals, even though if that has been decriminalized now, it's not comparable with the Indian family unit concept of a husband, a wife and children, which necessarily presuppose a biological man as a husband, a biological woman as a wife, and the children born out of the union between the two, who are reared by the biological man as father and the biological woman as mother. So that's why Center is making it clear that it has to be, again, a marriage has to be between two opposite sex, a biological man and a biological woman. Same-sex marriage cannot be recognized in the legal jurisprudence of India. That seems to be the stand that the Center has taken in Supreme Court. So there has been almost over a dozen cases that have been filed in Supreme Court after Supreme Court order transfer of all the petitions that are pending across various high courts to Supreme Court on this very issue. Now, for the first time, Center has made it very clear that they have opposed the recognition of same-sex marriage. So the bench headed by Chief Justice of India, Justice Chandrachud, will soon hear this matter, and the son will get to hear what will be the further arguments of Center on this matter.
And the countdown has begun. The Oscars 2023 are to go to the floor in a few hours from now. After the break, Priyansh will take you through everything to expect from the Oscars.
Welcome back. The countdown to Oscars 2023 has begun, and international Hollywood stars are gathering in Los Angeles for the prestigious Film Awards ceremony, the 95th Academy Awards, which will take place in less than 24 hours from now. And from India, one of the nominations at the Oscars this time is All That Breathes by Shaunak Sen, which is nominated for the Best Feature Documentary. Now, it's a story of two brothers treating injured wild birds amidst the chaos of Delhi. And it's inspiring not only because it's unique, but it's inspiring because it makes us believe, reimagine and strive to do better. My colleague Tanish Punjabi brings you this inspiring story.
Saud and Nadeem have been treating birds of prey, or as they are commonly called, wild birds, for over 20 years now. The brothers take in, care for and treat birds to give them back their wings. Garnering global praise today, the story of Saud and Nadeem has decades of selfless struggle behind it.
I was in 8th or 9th standard, and that time that the hospital refused to treat and saying that it's a carnivore bird and they cannot treat a carnivore bird. So we put it back on the same spot where we found it, and it was gone the next day.
Companions first and carers second. These brothers have built a home for the birds in the middle of Delhi.
सबसे ज़्यादा जो इंजरीज हमारे पास आती हैं वो होती हैं पतंग की डोर से, और उसका ट्रीटमेंट रहता है कि उनकी सर्जरी होती है जिसमें उनके मसल्स को सूचर किया जाता है, स्किन है, और बाकी कई बार उनकी बोन्स भी कट जाती हैं.
The affection Saud and Nadeem have for the birds has flowered into an emotional bond, which they say is itself a challenge.
जैसे कि बर्ड्स से हमको लगाव होता था, बाद में फिर उनके डेथ हो जाया करती थी, तो उस टाइम में काफ़ी ज़्यादा मेंटल ट्रॉमा से गुजरते थे. और बाकी दूसरा, उनके लिए भी उनको इम्प्रिंट करना अच्छा नहीं है, क्योंकि उनको जो अपनी लाइफ जीनी है वो वाइल्ड में जीनी है.
There have been other challenges as well, especially financial. In fact, they can now devote only part of their time to their business, manufacturing soap dispensers.
That a few years were really hard on us, because Saud and I were the only two people working. Like we didn't have money to buy gloves, so we were working bare hands. It's a very difficult thing to do. And initially our business was the main job we used to do, and the bird care was part-time. Now the full-time we are working to save the birds, and our business is a part-time thing.
जो टाइम अपनी फैमिली को देना होता है वो भी काफ़ी टाइम हमारा यहाँ लग जाता है, तो इस वजह से फैमिली भी काफ़ी हमसे नाराज़ रहती है.
However, after their story reached the Oscars, their situation has improved.
But we got some funds from one of the producers, Tangle Bank Studio, and we are getting help from them. And also the director is sharing whatever the money he gets from awards, different awards which the film has won. Didn't even thought of winning one single award. We were surprised when we won the first Sundance award, and that was a huge award.
Their employee Salik is the poster boy of all that breeds.
काफ़ी लोगों के आसपास के एरिया में और पूरी दिल्ली में देखा जाए काफ़ी पॉपुलर हुए हैं, बाकी इंडिया से बाहर भी काफ़ी पॉपुलर हुए हैं. तो उसके बाद से मेरे पास काफ़ी फ्रेंड रिक्वेस्ट आने लगी फेसबुक पे और इंस्टाग्राम पे फॉलोअर्स भी बढ़ने लगे. तो काफ़ी देखा जाए थोड़ा फेमस भी हो गए हैं.
Saud and Nadeem's story has won much praise, but they did not expect it would one day be nominated for an Oscar.
The documentary, now gaining international praise, has truly made us rethink about all that breathes around us. Inspiring and introspective, it is a real-life path-breaking story. We hope the story of Saud, Nadeem and Salik moved you as much as it moved us. With camera person Pooja Arya and AJ Joseph, Kanishk Punjabi for NDTV.
We're joined by Voice of America's reporter Gandhira Pratama, who is currently on the red carpet. And Gandhira, my first question to you, how is the preparation looking for this year's red carpet?
Hi Priyanshi. So this year's red carpet preparation has been so hectic because, you know, Los Angeles has been raining for the past 2 days. So actually while they were preparing this red carpet, they put like a lot of buckets on the floor to like capture the rainwater, as well as the statue, like Oscar statuettes. They had to put a raincoat in order for it to not be damaged as much. And you know what's interesting about this year's red carpet is that it's actually not red, and it's been a controversial move because the color is actually now champagne, apparently, according to the Academy CEO. Now, the Academy CEO also said that the reason for this change is because they want to make it more luxurious. Meanwhile, Jimmy Kimmel stated that the reason for this change is because he doesn't want any blood to be shed in this year's Oscar, obviously referencing last year's slap when Chris Rock was slapped by Will Smith. And so hopefully there won't be any of that this year. Now, this is not the first time that the red carpet isn't red in this Oscar. In fact, back in 1961, the color was actually green. And the red carpet is about 152 meters long and about 285 kilograms. So it takes about 18 people and 900 hours to set everything up. Now the Hollywood stars will make their way from the doors to my left, and they will make all the way down to the Dolby Theater. And the reporters will be right in front of me, and they'll be taking pictures of the stars. And this is a chance for the Hollywood stars to wear their most outlandish and most expensive outfits designed by world-famous designers. In fact, according to a lot of sites, the average cost of the Hollywood actress dress in the Oscars is about $10 million, which is very expensive, obviously. But the record is held by Cate Blanchett, who was nominated for an Oscars this year. Her dress is about $18 million back in 2018 Oscars.